So in this session, we will be covering about first what is a enterprise application, a high view because you already know about it, and then after what are the common backend technologies and as well as what are the common front-end technologies. Then we will be discussing a three-tier architecture, how it looks. Okay. After that, we just dive into the Java history and the fundamentals. Okay, then we'll be talking about the basics of Java. We'll start with identifiers, then after keywords, then after literals. Right? Are you comfortable, or still you want anything to speak out?
No,
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 you're
we are
comfortable.
good.
Okay, fine. So let's start with the web application. Right? Basically, what is I can see one more person as Raku. Is he your friend?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so
For him, okay.
so it's like a demo class for him, but he's interested.
Okay, fine. Let me invite him as well. Right. So what is a web application basically? Hey, hi Raghu, Bharat here.
Hey, hi Bharat.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I will be introducing myself later because I'm in the middle of the topic. Okay.
Yeah, go sure, no problem.
Sure. Fine. Thank you. So what is web application? So basically, we are having whatever the applications we see in the real life, okay, there will be different applications. There are some applications which are standalone applications, okay, then there are some applications which are running in one machine, okay, and there are some applications which are deployed in one containers, okay. So basically, for example, if you see, if you observe, if you take a bus ticket usually, okay, then the respective person will be entering a stop, okay, so from stop 1 to stop 2. So if you click enter, then automatically you can get that respective ticket, right? Usually if it is in India, I am not so sure, okay, how it is in the US, right? Is it the same there also? Hello?
I don't think there is much with the bus ticket in USA. It's probably a flight or something else would be better.
Okay. Or else have you anytime seen how the electricity bill printed in India from since your childhood?
Yeah.
So what is happening is there, it is also a kind of a small project. Okay, what they have done is they have written a small code of programming language. If we enter this number to this number, it has to automatically has to calculate the amount and it should be get printed. Okay, and there the complete program is available in that respective machine itself. Okay, scenario one. Or else, if you go to some of the few hotels, okay, not currently because currently they uh, using the latest technology to order our food. But earlier, if you go to morning tiffin centers, they will be having one a machine like typewriter machine. Okay, once we order the food, they will be entering and they will be giving the coupon for us. Correct? If you remember these things.
Yep.
So what does this all means? Okay, internally again there is a programming running in, but the program is limited to that respective device itself. Okay, it may be like a ticket vending machine, okay, bus ticket vending machine, or a electricity bill generator, or it is just a food token generator. Okay, right? Now what is a web application then? But if you see, once we got the internet, we can access or take example of an YouTube. Okay, the application is only one, but I can access, you people also access from entire globe, we can access that one, right? Correct?
Yes.
Yes or no? These kind of applications, okay, which can be accessible on internet is called as a web application. I hope you are able to understand what is a standalone application and what is an web application. Okay, it may be assume Amazon. Okay, or it may be assume like Netflix is there for us. Okay, which where we binge our movies or some other series. Correct. all these applications which we are seeing now, or in simple terms, all the applications which are running with the help of internet, we can consider as a web application. Can consider as a web application. Then how a web application works? How a web application works means it's very simple. So basically what happens here is the developers will be developing an application. Okay, the complete software or application. Assume this is the app, and they deploy in one container. They deploy in one container usually. These container is called as a web container. Container is called as a web container. And now to access this application, we will be having some networking. Okay, the people who are from background, like computers background, like you might be having a subject of computer networks, right? Where we'll be we are having some set of communications like TCP, HTTP, right? XML, so on, so on, so on. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Makes sense.
If not also, like we will be communicating with these applications with some protocols. Okay, just remember protocols. Okay, and with the help of internet, mostly we'll be using one protocol called HTTP protocol. We'll be using an HTTP protocol, right? With the help of this HTTP protocol, any user from any device, for example, we will be having some certain device, like it may be a mobile or it may be a laptop or a computer, whatever it is. With the help of this and with the help of using internet, we will be communicating with this respective application. So this application will be somewhere. Okay. In current technologies, like in current days, these complete applications are there in the cloud, basically, we'll call as cloud. Okay, if we are working with GCP, like we are having GCP cloud. Okay, if you are working with AWS, okay, Amazon, then AWS cloud is there. If you are working with Microsoft, then Azure is there. And if you are working with Swift, OpenShift is there. Okay, OCP, OpenShift cloud, like this. So this complete application will be running in any of one VMs, okay, instance on a cloud. So I will be giving some address, okay, some specific, like assume if you want to go for any location, like we will be having longitude and latitude, right? Correct? Based on this longitude and latitude only, we will be identifying one address, right? In the same way, we will be giving to connect, okay, from our device to connect to this respective application. It will be having certain things like it may be IP address and port. Okay, no worries. Like when we discuss about the REST API again, all these concepts will come once again, but I'm giving some high level view, what is an web application, how it works. Okay, so based on that IP address and as well as that port number, we can communicate with this application. So whatever the question we are asking, for example, a app, I want this. Okay, so that is called as request. That is called as request. And once we ask a request, okay, once we send as a request to our application, what does it does? If everything went good, then it will send a response back to us. Okay, the best example is, okay, like if you open in YouTube, okay, in very beginning of the homepage of YouTube, we will be having one search button, right? Correct? Yes, sir. Once we enter some information here, like it may be such songs, okay, or it may be like latest movies or thrillers, okay, and if you click on the search button, immediately you will be getting some set of responses which will be displayed related to it. Correct? Now,
Yep.
the thing is, once we click on this search button, what exactly happening is we are asking a YouTube server, a YouTube, I am requesting for this. Could you please give for me? So what YouTube is doing? Okay, Bharat, like if it is available with me, I can give you like that. Okay, we are getting the response. So we can watch the respective videos. In the same way, if I give some random thing, okay, like some ABCD, EFG, some XYZ, some random text, okay, which is not at all meaningful, then what we get? Sometimes even Google will tell no such results found, correct? Yes or no?
Yep.
Because whatever
Yeah.
the input text we are giving, like it is unable to process it and we cannot get any results. Okay, so in that cases, depends on the application development, how they design. If they want to design with an error message, some error will be displayed, or like some other meaningful messages will be displayed. Okay, we can see many times. Okay, sometimes we see as like something went wrong from the backend server. Okay, just hold for a minute. Okay, we'll get back like that. Some meaningful messages will be displayed to the end user, so it will be understandable. Okay, clear everyone?
Yeah.
Right. Now here the point is, first of all, like let's split into these two things. Now the device which we are interacting, okay, basically it is called as a UI for us. What it is? It is a UI. And this complete thing will be a server, or like usually like service or group of services, whatever it is we call. Okay, just remember as some server for us. Now the phone or the laptop screen or the computer screen which we are using, that is an UI. Okay, and with the help of UI we are interacting with the application, and we are least bother, like yesterday as we discussed, like abstraction, right? Correct. What is it? For example, if you go to the ATM machine, okay, whatever the features we want, we just utilizing it. We are least bothered about how it is working exactly. In the same way, here also we doesn't care like what is the code they have written, which programming languages they have written. Okay, we are least bothered about it, and it will be hidden for sure, because like if everyone knows that, there is a chance to hack it also, right? Correct. So the only thing is exposure to the end user is this UI part. Okay, and with every request, like we'll be getting the response. So to develop this UI, okay, there is one specific language where browsers understand. Okay, for example, like assume just a case. Now we are using. Okay, now for example, like I just launched the Zoom. Okay, where I have launched the Zoom, I have launched it in the one of the browsers, Chrome browser. Sorry, I'm using the Edge, and we will be using mostly like Chrome browsers or our favorite browsers. Correct? Yes or no? And if you open any of the browsers, sorry, my bad. If you open any of the browsers, we can access that. Okay, let me erase this. Right. So this we are having the search button. Now what is happening is this browser is the medium basically. This browser is the medium to connect to our servers. This is not a UI for us. This is not a UI for us. But for example, if I open an Amazon, okay, now browser is a medium to connect with that respective website. If I open this Amazon now, these respective details are completely belongs to the Amazon, and these whatever the UI which you are seeing, right, like this images, search bar, okay, navigation bar, all this is developed by the Amazon, and we do call it as a UI of Amazon. Okay, so now the browser supported languages. Okay, the only browser supported language is HTML. We'll call it as hypertext markup language. For example, if you right click on any browser you open, and if you click inspect, you can see some code. Okay, can you see this? An HTML page here. It means it is like one of the template we need to follow whenever we're designing the front-end applications for every web page. Okay, we usually call as a web pages. For every web page, what we'll be having is a HTML page will be there. Or like if we are going with the latest technologies like Angular or React, they are single page application. We call them as single page applications, but every time in the same web page, the components will be changed. That is different, but just remember, all the web pages are developed with the help of HTML language. Okay, it may be any application. I'm talking about not Android or like iOS. I'm talking about the desktop applications which we will be using in the browsers. Okay, guys, are we connected?
Yep. Yeah, but
Cool.
Yes.
Then here, if you see, there are some tags like body tag, then after division tag, then after scripts. Okay, and depends. Okay, then image tag, then after like again script. Okay, and header tag, like this, so on, so on, so on we are having. And if I click on this respective thing in the left corner, something is displaying. Can you see that here? Okay, in this all, if I over here, you can see that skipped link, correct?
Yeah.
And after like let us check for this element, inspect. Yeah, now if I over on this anchor tag href home kitchen slash b, here home kitchen is highlighted, correct? That means this respective code, whatever the code they have written, that HTML code is relevant to this respective navigation bar. Okay. Maybe like you can directly see here, but internally like there will be again they will be using some for loops. Okay, then they will be using some conditions, if conditions, else conditions, so on so on. They will be using and displaying it. Okay, again some applications. Again, some applications are responsive, some applications are not responsive. For example, in the same web applications, let me take two or let me show you some applications, or let's go for gigs for gigs. Just I'm taking an example, but not exactly this one. So if you see, there will be some pages, some profile pages, correct? For example, we'll call them as static pages. Means they are only to read the content, whatever it is having. They are not responsive. That means it is not so much interactive with the end user. Okay. We'll be writing the blogs, right? Especially, correct? In the blogs where we will defining a user profiles. Okay, in that we will be having only a content, existing content has to be read. Okay, as an end user, we cannot modify or we cannot interact with it. These kind of web pages are called as static web pages. Okay, static web pages, and these static web pages can be built with the help of only two things. Okay, web application and application which is running on a.
You mean where we can, where the users can go and like in the inspect and developer mode and can make changes? Do you mean that is a static application?
No. Static application means like it is not at all interactive with us. For example, now whatever we have just seen. Okay, let's go to Amazon. If I click on these returns and orders, okay, what it is doing, it is asking for the login, because once you log in, then only it can display like that. Correct?
Okay.
Now, if I go to some cart page or something different, like your account or your wish list or like something products, if I'm giving some request here also, if I give some requests books, it is giving some response for me, right? It is interact to the user, right? Yes or no?
Sorry, I mean, does that mean it's dynamic?
Yep, reactive or dynamic web pages. Static web pages means the content will be still, even though if we interact with it, it won't respond for us. That's what I want to convey. Okay. Basically like profile pages, the people who build their profiles, okay, that will be done mostly with the static pages. No functionalities will be written there. Simply what they does is like they will be writing what are the things has to be displayed, and they will be applying a beautiful CSS, so it looks good. Instead of maintaining the resumes, we will be having our respective our own websites without any functionalities. Okay, that kind of things are called static web pages. Right. Then, which is running on server and works with internet. So next one is like static web pages, types of web pages, static page, which is not responsive. Then after we are having reactive or dynamic web pages like Amazon, Netflix, or YouTube. Okay, for your understanding. Now, if you see, then Bharat, what makes much difference for the static pages and these kind of reactive pages? Means the technologies which they are using in the backend. Means if I want to develop a HTML, sorry, static page, what it is enough for me, a HTML language, okay, and a CSS, that is fine to display the web pages, nothing much. And whatever the code I will be writing for with the help of this HTML and CSS, okay, I will be packaging in one jar file or some separate packaging, and I will be deploying in the server. So with the help of that server, once they open that one, automatically they can get this page. Okay. And once again, remember, it is not at all responsive. So like it won't change. It will be static all the ways. Okay. Next, what is this reactive and how we can do this? Reactive web pages means the technologies used in the backend is, of course, the browser supported language is HTML only, and we will be also having CSS. And if we want, there are some frameworks which they are built on CSS, that is Bootstrap. Okay, or some like other things mainly used is Bootstrap, or like company related frameworks also they will be using. They will be creating certain classes. Okay, in the beginning, sorry, in the end of our course, like once again, I give walkthrough with about all these front-end technologies. Okay, next what we'll be doing is to make it interactive. To make it interactive, we are having certain frameworks like the famous one is React.js, okay, or Angular. Now, Bharat, how they are reactive means like we will be writing some scripts for that. For example, now if you just see in this, in middle of the some sections, you can see as script, correct? I don't know if you have observed it earlier. Like, let's go to home. Let me try to find out for you if we have any script over here. Just listing the set of. Yeah. Can you see the script here?
Yeah.
So what exactly the script means, we will be writing one functionality over there. We will be writing some code. Okay. Once user clicks on this, then do this like that. Some task will be assigned for it. Okay. That can be done with the help of the scripts. And basically to do this, if you are using the React, basically we'll be having the JavaScript language. What it is? Java script language. Okay, or else like once you work with the Angular framework, we will be having a TypeScript programming language. TypeScript programming language. Yesterday, like I given like some high level CRIPT TypeScript language. Okay, so if you are good with the Java, which we are learning now, then automatically TypeScript is easy for us. Okay, and if you want to go with the React.js, then JavaScript is another programming languages, which is completely object-oriented programming and mostly used for the like front-end technologies. Okay, and currently now for the backend also, like they are working on Express.js and Node.js. Of course, we can use that as well. Okay, and there are frameworks for the JavaScript programming language. Okay, clear everyone? Some high-level view of what is a web application, what is a static page,
Yeah.
what is a reactive page, and what are the technologies used in behind. Okay, now let's talk about the like backend applications. Like as I said, these complete technologies are used to develop the UI scripts. Now, if you want to make a reactive web pages, okay, the server has to respond for our request. Okay, that can be done with the help of backend applications. Backend applications. Again, for the backend applications, like they will be deployed in one server, as I said you. Okay, and we are having different technologies to develop that. For example, like in our case, we will be using programming languages as Java and our framework as Spring Boot. Okay, and most of the like applications they will be using databases for sure. Okay, and we will be discussing the MySQL database. Okay, got it. And if you see some other applications, like there are some applications which are developed on C language, C++ languages. Okay, very fortunately, like whatever the JVM we are using, okay, like after installing JDK, I will show you that. Okay, we are the complete Java. Okay, JVM is developed based on the C language and C++ language only. Using them as the base, they developed Java. In the same way, many applications will be developed with different programming languages. One among them is Java, and another one is Python. Okay, if you go with Python, then there will be another framework instead of Spring Boot. A Django framework will come in picture. And if you go with C and C++, some other frameworks will come in picture. Okay. So basically, like in our current course to develop this complete backend applications, we will be using the Java, and that too will be using the latest versions. Like we will be covering till latest 21. Okay, means we'll be using all the features of Java 5, Java 8, Java 11, and sorry, Java 8 in between, and Java 17 and 21. All the latest features we'll be covering, so you can aware about all those stuff, right? Then after, like, we'll be using the Spring Boot, and like the latest version of Spring Boot is 3.3 plus version. We'll be using that, and internally Spring Boot again uses the Spring framework. Spring Boot is also one of the framework. The version is 6 plus version, 6.0.3, and the Spring Boot framework. Okay, MySQL DB, and like this one is currently in the market, around 11 is available. Like we can install any one of that. Okay, and let's start with 8 plus for this. Then you can ask Bharat, what are these versions means? Like, especially like with the time, every company or every organization will be implementing some new features, and with every new feature, they will be launching with a version to identify that respective features. Okay, nothing much in that. Like we get update to our mobiles, right? Every time, maybe like a month, once in a month or twice in a month. In the same way, for these also they are implementing the new features, or sometimes they are optimizing the existing features, and with every change, they are releasing a new version. That's it. Okay. I hope this tech stack is clear, which we are going to discuss, correct? Guys,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yes,
cool,
clear.
cool. Then moving forward, now like backend high level architecture, retire architecture. So now if we want to design any application, we will be having one architecture, right? Before going to construct any home or a building, definitely we'll be having the planning or blueprint of that respective building. In the same way, while developing our projects also, if it is a big projects, like some projects will be invested with some crores, some projects will be invested with some 100 crores. Okay, depends on that team size and business. Okay, the investment will be goes, right? And every application before starting developing, it should be like designed first. Okay, and while designing, we will be designing which technology to be used, I mean which programming language has to be used, okay, which framework has to be picked up, and which database has to be picked up, which cloud technologies has to be picked up, and which other tools. For example, if we are using cache, okay, which cache we have to use. Then after, like if we are using some synchronous communications, so whether we have to go for like GCP PubSub or Apache Kafka, or like whether we should go for RabbitMQ for non-synchronous communications like this. And sometimes in many of the applications, what we need to do, we need to send the notifications or messages at the time. Like what we have to go, should we go with the like Twilio? It is one of the software like where we can send the messages and voice notes, or whether we need to go for this Splunk. Okay, or another one is SendGrid. Like this, there we are having different things. And always remember, like it is not that we should be restricted to only one this. Okay, depends on our business requirement and depends on the budget and maintenance. This all will be fixed by the higher authorities. Means the person who is having around like 14 years or 15 years of experience, they will be designing all this stuff. Okay, but most of the applications which are designed, okay, internally depends, like I'm not giving the low level design, I'm just giving the high level design. They will be following this three tier design. Any application internally, of course, the application flow might change, depends on the requirement again, but the very high level view is they will be following this three tier architecture. Now Bharat, you can ask what is this three tier architecture means. Like in this, we will be having like we will be having like as I said, the complete application. Assume this is our application. Okay, this application will be having three layers. Okay, the first one we'll call as persistence layer, basically. Next one is like we call as service layer, and third one is the repository layer. Repository layer. Okay, now what are their roles? Okay, persistence. What does this persistence does for us, and what service layer will do for us, and what repository layer will do for us. Okay, so basically now as we discussed in the front-end applications, we need to interact, and this complete application will be deployed in one server. Okay, assume the outer box is a server and internally we are having the code. Okay, now I need to interact with this, right? Yes or no? So if I click on this add to cart button, or if I click on that search button in the application, it has to invoke only search method, search functionality. Okay, how come it is like identifying with the help of this persistence layer? With the help of this persistence layer. In simple terms, like we can consider, we can write the code which is related to entry point to the application. We call that as entry point to the application. Okay. Then after, what is this service layer? The service layer is, we will be writing actual business logic. We'll be writing actual business logic. Then after, what is this repository? Repository layer, okay, the roles and responsibilities of this complete repository layer is to connect to the database. Whatever the database we are using, it may be a like MongoDB or it might be SQLDB. Okay, I mean no SQL means like MongoDB and Cassandra will come. If it is a SQL, then MySQL or like MS SQL, right? There are many structured query languages and there are many NoSQLs as well. Okay, depends on that. Like we'll be using the database, and in general, it is used to connect to the database. Okay, clear everyone?
Yep.
So
Yeah, clear.
once user sends a request, like the request will be having, as I said, like we'll be using some certain protocols. Like assume a case we are using the HTTP protocol. In this HTTP protocol, we will be sending some information. Hey, like a server, like I want to hit this search functionality. I want to hit this search functionality with some payload. I mean keyword, whatever we are searching. Okay, then automatically, like once we send that request internally, like there will be some certain configurations. Okay, that configuration will decide which method has to be invoked. So that respective method has to be will get invoked, and from persistence layer it will invoke the service where exact business logic will get executed. Okay, and in the service layer we will be invoking the database if required to get some data from the database. Okay, and a certain here we will be writing code to connect to database. Okay, then after like to fetch, if it is to be fetched, then it will fetch the data. Once the data is fetched, again it will send back to the service, and like we will be utilizing that respective response from the repository layer and we'll be manipulating in the service. Okay, and after manipulation, again we'll send to the repository layer, and repository layer again it will give back to the end user. This is the flow. Okay, and remember, it is very important and you need to follow some standards, so keep this in mind. Okay, so once a user sends any request, that respective request will be hit to the server, and first it will goes to the persistence layer, and the persistence layer it will decide which method to get invoked. So that respective method will get called, and in the persistence layer we'll be invoking the business logic method. Okay, and in the business logic method, if it is required to connect to the database it will be get connected and it will fetch the data. If not, sometimes the repository might not be there. Okay, what we'll be doing if it is a like a microservice architecture. Okay, sometimes what we need to, instead of directly connecting to the database, we will be invoking some other service. Some other service means this is an separate application. Assume in the service layer we will be invoking this one and we'll be getting the data from here. Okay, don't get confused, but just let me remove this. Let me not make you complex. This flow will be there. Okay, and if it is a microservice architecture, then what happens again from the service layer? If required, we will be calling some other services as well, the same flow, but the entry point will be same persistence. Then after actual business logic will be in the service, and if required, okay, the code related to the database will be writing in the repository layer. Does it make some sense, everyone?
Yeah, so I have a small doubt. Like, if we
Yep.
have multiple services,
Mhm.
so every service will have a different database, or it can be like.
Yeah, that too, it completely depends on business requirement, Dhara. Okay, it is not that every service should be having the DB. Okay, but when we go with the microservices, definitely if DB is required, then definitely we'll be going with a separate DB, not a shared database. Okay, but it is not mandatory. Every service should have a database. For example, assume I'm developing a service where I want to store. Okay, now usually like we will be registering any of our profiles, right? Any application will be having our profile, right? In our profiles, we will be having some profile picture, right? Correct? Yes or no? We'll be uploading our photos. as a profile picture. This is called as an asset, basically. In terminologies, general terminologies, we'll use as asset, that photos or videos, whatever it is. What we does is we don't store that in our normal databases. Instead, now we got latest technologies like cloud, S3 storage, S3 bucket storage, or GCP storage, cloud storage. So what we'll be doing in that case, the same. Once the request is sent, along with this request, that image information is also gone, and it will go to the persistence layer. We will be writing the service logic, and inside service logic, instead of like saving in the database, we will be invoking the that respective what we call like cloud storages. It may be S3 storage or it may be a GCP storage. Okay, and we will be storing over there. Now, assume this respective complete application is a microservice only to manage the assets, like to upload the asset, to delete the asset, so on, so on. Okay, now in this case, did we use the database here? No, right? But these GCP or cloud is deployed in separate host or server with some again protocols, like we'll be having some asynchronous communication, we will be having synchronous communication. Okay, using them. Okay, using the respective protocol, we'll be communicating with this respective services. Okay, but if a database has to be there, for example, I am developing an application, e-commerce application, where I will be having one product module, like where I can read the product, add the product, delete the product, and update the product. Okay, this will be service will be connected to product DB, and I'm also having a cart database. Okay, a cart service where I can add to cart, okay, read, view cart, update cart, modify cart, delete cart, all that things will be stored here. And I'm having another service called profile service where I will be managing my profile. Okay, and I will be having order service where I will be managing all the orders. Like this, depends on the business requirement. Okay, we will be designing separate services, and with respect to that, each service will be having separate databases. It's purely a business requirement. Okay, if we should not be a versatile, sorry, we should be versatile in this case. We should not be rigid. Okay, and you are least bother until and unless like you go in the high levels. As of now, you are least bothered, but you should know, yes, for example, if you have given Amazon application and how the flow is, then you should able to design it in your way. It is not exactly we need to follow the same. In your way, if you ask to design an e-commerce application, how you will design? Okay, in your way, if they ask you to design a like a music application, how you will design? Right? The design we need to take care, but as of now, only for the interview purpose, you should have some idea. But in the real projects, when you are working, this complete thing will be taken care by the senior levels or high level job employees. Okay. Does that make some sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Manish, Tara, and Raghu, if you are here.
Yeah. So they might ask us, like, I mean, they might ask us, right? If suppose they see us as experienced professionals,
Hmm.
who has built applications and like has worked with multiple applications. So they might ask us a question like they'll give us, you have to build this. So they might ask us to explain how you'll build like the architecture, what like a case study type, right? They might
Yeah,
ask us.
I agree with you, Dara. Like in that case, right, two possibilities are there. The interview might focus on your existing project. Can you draw the application flow of your existing application, which you have worked? Or else he will be giving some functional requirements. It is not that randomly they will ask to design any application for you. If they want to know your system design knowledge, first they will give functional requirements for us. Okay, I want these many functionalities. We'll call as functional requirements, and their non-functional requirements. Some activity has to be done in the background. Okay, we'll be scheduling with either GCP or like some cloud schedulers. We'll be scheduling it and we'll be running in the backend. Okay, it depends on that only. We need to design that. I agree with you.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, moving forward, like let's go with this. So in this three-tier application, sorry. Okay, in this three-tier application, as discussed, like we will be having three layers. One is persistence layer. Okay, is the entry point for the application. which invokes service layer, which invokes service layer. Next one is service layer where actual business logic is written. Okay, and if required, it will invoke the repository layer, and in the repository layer, the layer is responsible to do transactions with the database with DBs. Okay, I'm just erasing it. Anyhow, in the recording, it will be available, but if you want a screenshot, you can take it. Okay, if I get confirmation, I will be removing this annotation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take
thank
it.
you. Right. So next, in this, like as discussed, like we'll be discussing for this backend development, we'll be using this Java 21 Spring Framework, Spring Boot, and MySQL, and all the schedule already we have discussed. So like let's dive into this like Java first, and we'll discuss how it works. So basically, like if I give a quick intro of Java, okay. Now currently we are in market, we are having 23 version. Okay, the latest version is 23. Okay, and Java has been started with the Java 1 version that is in the year 1950. Okay, Sun Systems, they are the origin. Sun Systems, James Gosling, he has started okay with this couple of friends. He has started the Java. Okay, and to start the Java, okay, like the evolution of Java is because at that point of time in 1950 there were few drawbacks. Okay, at the in 1950 only like internet was starting. Now it is already like known to everyone what internet means. But in 1950 that was a time where internet is just emerging. Okay, and what are the existing programming languages there in the market at that point of time? They were not supporting this web application format. So Java team thought, okay, like we need to develop an applications. Okay, we need to develop a programming language where a web applications can be developed very easily. Okay, this is one point. Okay, where they started this Java application, and also they introduced a one more topic like multi-threading concept. Okay, and the complete Java, it is taken, the reference is taken from the C language for syntax. Okay, and OOPS principle from C++ language. All the OOPS concepts are there, right? That is taken from the C++ programming language. So if you know also, if you're familiar with, or if you see the syntax of both C language, okay, Java's also, it will be similar to that. It will be similar to that, right? And now Java people, when they introduce it, they have committed. Okay, they have committed like for every 6 months they will be launching a new version of Java. They will be launching a new version of Java, and in these versions, like we are having some features. Okay, like in Java first version they launched basic Java libraries, and in Java 2 version 2 they have launched the collection framework, which is called as 1.2. Okay, then after some minor changes has happened, and in again Java 5, which is one of the major change. Okay, in this Java 5, they introduced many concepts like for each loop. Okay, then after generics, then after annotations, static import statement, static import. Then after like wrapper classes concept, wrapper classes. Okay, Next one is like, yeah, of course, there are some other things also. Like if I miss anything now, later we'll be adding it. Okay. But just keep in mind, and in point of interview, definitely they will be asking what are the features. Okay. Like if you said you have been working with some Java 21 or Java 17, they will be asking all the features. So you need to be handy, right? Then after, like in the Java 5 version, 7 version, next version is Java 7. That is also one of the important, because like in this version only, Java, is acquired by the Oracle team. Currently, the complete Java is maintained by the Oracle team, not the Sun team. Okay. So in these, like they introduced the try with resources, try with resources, and they have optimized all the like existing whatever the libraries are there. If they needs to be optimized, then they have optimized all the things. And next important change is Java 8. Okay, which is very much important. And in this only, they've introduced many features. Like the main thing is functional programming. Functional programming. They have introduced the streams concept. Then after, like datetime package, datetime package. Then after optional class, optional class. These are some of the important things. Okay. And again, I'm remembering, if I'm missing anything, like just go through them. Okay, because this is theoretical. Like I might miss some of the packages or the features. Okay, so just focus on that. Next one is Java 11. In this, we are having minor changes only. And in again, Java 17, okay, they have introduced the sealed classes where the inheritance can be limited. Okay, then after they have introduced the a switch case with return statement. Switch syntax is changed to return from switch case block, from case block, from case block. Then after string template, some template string, something is there. String template where we can use 3 colon syntax instead of like a next. If you want to go to next 10, we will be using place. Instead of that, we can use the 3 single quotes and we can define the string. Yeah, no worry about all these things. Just you need to remember. Okay, that was my intention. Okay, later also, once our session is done, once again go through the all the features like one after one. Okay, the major changes are like 5, 8, then after 17. Okay, now 21. So just note it down. What are the features we are having? Okay, clear everyone?
Yes.
So if you talk about the features, okay, if you talk about the features, like Java is simple, okay, and it is robust, secure, and after platform independent, platform independent, multi-threading. Yeah, and it supports the OOPS concepts, object-oriented program. These are the some major features of Java. Okay, let's have a quick recap of about the yesterday session which we have discussed. So why it is we call it as simple, because like if you are from the background of C or C++ language, definitely the syntax will be very much easy for you because they utilize it the same. But if we are someone from like some different programming language like Python, it may be. So definitely Python is very easy programming language in terms of syntax when compared to the Java. Okay. But once you are with the background of Python, then if you go to the Java, it will be somewhat tricky for you. Okay. Right. But overall syntax is, it is simple. Next one is robustness. Why it is called as robustness? Because internally, like once we install the JDK, a JVM will become in picture. In the JVM, we are having a garbage collector. Means as a developer, we need to create our objects. That means we need to allocate our own memories, but we are not or least bothered about deallocating the memory. Internally, garbage collector of JVM is responsible to remove all the unused memory. Okay, that is how each and every time like it provides a space in our to our application. Okay, that is why it is called as a robust. Okay, next one is secure. Why it is secure? Because whatever the code we are writing, okay, it is not directly it doesn't runs directly. Instead of that, again it's compiled to the byte code. After converting into the bytecode, in again JVM, there is a component called class loader component. Inside that class loader component, it will verify the code. It will verify the code. Okay, do we have any like a kind of like malicious uh, code or like some Trojan software like which a virus is to be has been like injected like that? It will cross check. Okay, so if you are having any issues over there while compiling only, I mean while loading the class only before running our application, it will identify and it will inform to us. That is the reason it is secure and platform independent. Means so once we code our application, okay, in any app machine, for example, it may be in the Windows or it may be in the OS or it may be in the Linux. Okay, it can be used in the same code can be used in other systems as well. Why? Because like to understand this again, like after installing the JDK, I will show you one JVM. Okay, the JVM is different for every like operating system. So while installing itself, we need to install different JVMs. So the same code can be utilized with other platforms as well with the help of that JVM. Okay. Next one is multi-threading. For example, if you are having a task, okay, the same task, okay, can be done with multiple threads at single time. So we can reduce the time to finish that respective task. It is called as a multi-threading. Okay, that feature is also supported by the Java. And oops, that is object-oriented program. Whatever the code we are writing, okay, everything is with respect to the real life entities only, which we call as objects generally, right? These are some of the major features, right? So, do you have any questions in this? Because I'm not going into it because yesterday we have discussed a few of them, and moreover, it's theory, right?
Yes. Bharat, I have a question.
Yep.
So is multi-threading like present by default, and like uh does it for function by default, and like how does it work in Java? Like, could you explain that?
Yeah, sure. So basically, like multi-threading is one of the features. Okay, like we are having a thread class, okay, thread local class, okay, a runtime class. Like this, we are having in simple terms, you can consider as a library or a package, okay, which supports the multi-threading. And if it is required, okay, if you feel like this functionality has to be like implemented with the multi-threading or like multiple threads, what you need to do is you need to write a certain piece of code. Okay. That means as a developer, we need to utilize that respective package, then only it works. But it supports for us. And there are some inbuilt libraries, right? Where, for example, while debugging maybe, or like while executing the program, okay, a single thread will come in picture. Does it answer your question, Dara?
Yes, I got it. So there must be some package which allows us to, implement multi-threading, right?
Correct,
Without,
correct.
so is it also like uh, we are just directly going to use that package, right? We don't have to implement as such because it's already supported. So we just have to directly use it, right?
Exactly. So,
Okay.
like once you install the JDK, okay. Anyhow, like next part is JDK. Let me add this as well. So once we are downloading a JDK, right, with respect to some platform, then what does this JDK means? Basically, it provides a runtime environment. A runtime environment, usually called as Java runtime environment. Next one is some tools like a to convert into a jar file or to convert into a to compile the code. Okay, then after to generate some annotations or to generate the documentations, all these we usually call as tools. Okay, next what is JRE? JRE means it again it is two things. One is JVM, we'll call as JVM, and next one is libraries. Next one is libraries. These are Java libraries, so we need not to worry about that. Okay, once you install the JDK in your machine, okay, it supports a JRE. I mean, it provides a Java runtime environment where all the Java applications can be run on your machine. Okay, and along with that, it also provides some certain tools. right? And to run a Java application, to run any Java application, a JVM has to be there. I mean, a Java runtime environment has to be there. And that runtime environment is the combination of this JVM as well as some libraries. And now whatever the package we have used the term, right? That package means this libraries. Okay. By default, it will be coming with any of the projects which you create. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So like let's move a step ahead. Installation of JDK. If you haven't installed, just follow these steps, right? First is uh, download open source JDK, open source JDK. Usually, like I will follow Zulu, so let me tell with the same. Or you can go with any of the like open JDKs like Oracle JDK or something different. Once it is installed, then copy the bin folder path, bin folder, bin folder path, and set as environment variable, environment variable. Okay, so now like let's see quick understanding how to install the JDK. So once you search for these any of the JDKs, okay, like let's search for Java JDK, Java JDK. Now you can see like Java downloads you got from the Oracle. Okay, or else like you will be getting Zulu. Okay, like let me search with that one also, Zulu JDK, Zulu Java JDK. Can you see this Azul team? Okay, let me copy this URL for you. Copy link. I am pasting here for your reference. Okay, just try to copy paste it and let me know whether it's working or not after sharing it. But this is the website. Okay, Azul, www.azul.com/downloads. Okay, once you open these options, right. So if you see this, like we are having all the JDK current version of Java is 23. Like this, we are having all the versions till now, 17 version. Okay. And after 11 version, so on 8 version. Okay. So on, so on, so on. Right. Now, if you go here, of course, like in every software will be having some beta versions and LTS, right? So always prefer the long-term support versions, LTS versions. Okay, and now here again, if you see there are some JDKs with respect to Linux, then also with respect to some Windows, MacBook, like that, so on, so on. So what you need to do is like in these, first of all, you need to select the which version of Java you are using, and always remember it should be a LTS, long-term support. Okay, and if you see here, X Java 24 is launching soon. Okay, they might be in the beta stage, but I, as according to my knowledge, my thought process, better not to go with the these beta versions because they might be sometimes it won't be stable. So go with the stable versions. Okay, either you can go with 23 or 21. So you can choose anyone. Once you select the respective version, next thing you need to do is like you need to go with the operating system. What kind of machine you are working with, like whether you are working with Windows or whether you are working with the Linux or whether you are working with the MacBook. So mostly like either we'll be using Windows or MacBook. Then you can ask, but what about the rest of the things means? See, like rest of the things are once you deploy your application in the software development like cycle after like development testing, okay, the last part will be a deployment. At that point of deployment, like while getting the cloud VMs, virtual machines, we can have all these, okay, machines like Ubuntu machine or Linux machine. Okay, their Windows is also available, but very rarely. I'm talking about the cloud VMs. Okay, so at that point of time, you need to install that respective operating system in that VM. Okay, does that make some sense, everyone? But as a developers, usually like either we'll be using Windows or like we'll be using the MacBook, right? In general. Oh, something is happened here. Guys, are we connected?
Yeah, but
So you can choose your respective operating system, whatever it is. Then after like architecture, if it is a 32-bit architecture, you can choose 32-bit, or if it is a 64-bit architecture, you can choose it. Mine is 64, so I'm using 64. Then after like a JDK package, then after applying all the filters, like I got this one, okay, Java 21, okay, which is for Windows, and then after 64-bit, and the packaging is JDK. Okay, now again for the download options, you are having two. One is zip, and next one is MSI. MSA means executor file. Zip means like normal zip file. So like better go with the zip. Right. Once you click on that, automatically it will start downloading. Okay. Yeah, it is starting downloading. So like yesterday, previously already used like some of the JDKs. So once it is get downloaded, if usually like I am having a practice to store all the softwares in one particular location. So if you do also have same way, better to keep that way, or else like it's okay. By default, it will be download available in the downloads folder. Later you need to copy, extract all that, and you need to like copy the path. So what you need to do is currently like I have downloaded it, and after downloading all the Java related stuff I kept here. So currently I'm having 17 and 23. Now if you see, I just downloaded the this one, right? Uh, 21. So it might be available here once it is downloaded. Yeah. So you can just extract that. You can just extract it. Extract all. Yeah. It should be in the correct Java folder, JDK 21. Extract. So it will be copy all the files from that respective zip folder to our local machine. Okay, once it is done, next steps what we need to do is like it might take some time. Meanwhile, like let me navigate to you what we need to do. So let me minimize this one. If you see here, this is one Java 17 or 21, which is already okay extracted and it is available in my machine. So if we open any JDK, then what we'll be having is we'll be having this bin folder. And if you open this bin folder, in this you will be having many applications like extension files. Can you see this? These are all applications. And in these, there is one application called Java application, Java and yeah, this one. Can you see? This is the application which is used to run all our applications. And the jar file, like once we complete our complete development, then we need to package. At that point of time, we can use this jar application. Okay. Next, Java W, it is for Windows specific application. Like that, we are having Java Doc, Java C, okay, so on, so on. Usually, like if you remember, like while writing that architecture, right? Drawing the architecture of JVM. So basically assume this is our complete JDK. This is complete JDK. Okay. Now what does JDK means? JDK is it provides a runtime environment, that is called as JRE plus certain tools, plus some certain developer tools. Now what are these dev tools? Okay, in our case, like you can see these compiler, right? We are having the compiler, one tool. Okay, then after documentation, another tool. Then after packaging jar, like this, so on, so on. Internally, even I'm not so sure exactly what all the applications. Okay, Java team might be knowing it because they might be developed. But in this, we will be using as one is Java C, next one is jar, and third one is Java. Okay, clear? These are called as developer tools. So again, Bharat, what is JRE means? Okay, let's take an example. For example, currently an Android version is around 13, it I guess correct? Yes or no?
yep.
Or so let's go with the latest iOS. Okay, what is the iOS currently? 16, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Are you using like
iOS is
Android or
not 16,
iOS?
I think. iOS is
Which
not
one?
16, I think.
Okay, what is the latest one
I
you
think
knew?
14 or 13.
14. Okay, fine. Let's consider that only. Just for like an example purpose. Now, earlier in the beginning, we used to have like iPhone 5 also, right? iPhone 5 is there, right? iPhone 5 and iPhone let's take 14th version. Now
Yeah, it's actually 18.11.
whatever it is, like we are okay, fine, let's take that only. 18 consider. Now these 18, okay, currently these 18 might support the AI also, right? Yes or no? AI also. But the same AI or the same software, if I try to install that in the iOS 5, will that support? No, right? It won't support
Yeah.
usually
Yeah, yeah,
because
it
that
will.
is not compatible. That is not compatible. Means with respect to version, the AI can run, right? AI can run only in the 18 version. But the same AI software, the software is available. The software is available, but the software cannot run in this iOS 5 version. Got it? In the same way, whatever the applications you are having, if you want to run some application, there should be some environment which support to run that software or to run that respective application. That is called as runtime environment. That is called as a runtime environment. And here in our case, the JRE provides that runtime environment to run all our Java applications. So if you are having one Java application, assume you are having one Java application. Okay, if you want to just run an application, this JRE is fine, nothing much. Okay, like you don't want a compiler or you don't want documentation generator or you don't want like a jar converter, all this stuff. You want only what? A JRE, Java runtime environment. That is Java, this application. We are having, right? This one. This application is enough, okay, to run any of your Java applications. Usually what we do is like we will package into the a jar file and we will be having a command called java-jar and we will be giving that respective project name. So automatically that application starts running. Internally what? Because this JRE will be having two things. One is called as JVM. One is JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Okay. Which is designed by some native languages like C or C++. What it does is it has several components like class loader component, then after memory allocator, okay, then after like executive engine, like these three main components are there in this JVM. Like I will show you that, okay, which are responsible to load a class and to run a class, right? Then after we are having certain libraries which we'll be using inbuilt libraries. Okay, now the overall point is in interview, okay, if they want to check your knowledge, what is JDK, what is JRE, and what is JVM. Okay, you need to answer it. What is JDK? A JDK is a complete development kit. We will usually call it as a Java development kit. Java development kit. What does it contain? Java development kit contains, okay, a runtime environment, okay, which is used to run a Java applications. Along with that runtime environment support, it also provides some developer tools like compiling the code. Okay, then after like generating the documents and generating the jar files, so on, so on. Okay, and you can consider all these are there, right? We are having different jobs batch, okay, JDB, JConsole, JCP, all our applications only. Internally, it will be using. Okay, we are least bothered how JVM is using, how it is getting invoked. Okay, but these are all the developer tools which is required to develop an application. Okay, does it make some sense, everyone?
Yeah,
Guys, right.
Yep.
Next, what is JRE? JRE means a JVM. That is, JRE full form is Java Runtime Environment. Okay, any Java application can be run only in the Java Runtime Environment. Okay, to provide that runtime environment, what is required? We want a JVM, what is called as Java Virtual Machine. And next one is inbuilt libraries of Java. Inbuilt libraries of Java. Okay, so now, Bharat, you can ask what is this JVM means. JVM is a virtual machine, like we are using this Windows machine, right? Yes or no? Whatever the operating system we are using, that is one of the, it is a physical machine. Like that, we are having one virtual machine. Okay, and what does this virtual machine will do means, now assume I'm having one file. I'm having one .java file. I have coded something here. I have coded something here in the .java file. So what I will do with the help of this compiler, sorry, with the help of one tool. What is that tool? With the help of this Java C tool, I will execute to convert into a dot class file. A dot class file. Okay. once I convert into the dot class file, which is called as a bytecode. Okay. Next, if I want to run my application, or if you want to run my this respective sorry, if you want to run your application, main method is the entry point. Remember. Okay. Anyhow, like while discussing the first program, I will tell all this once again. But main method is the entry point. So if you're having this class, okay, dot class file, we need to give one command called Java command. What is that? Java space, after installation, proper installation, Java space, this respective class name. Okay, some ABC, whatever it is. Then after what happens? Automatically, when I execute this command, Java command, okay, this application will get invoked. Where it is? This one. Okay. When I use this command Java, this respective Java application in my location, where it is a location, D drive software Java, okay, Java JDK 17 in the bin folder, I am having this Java. This application will get invoked, and once this application gets invoked, what it does is it invokes the JVM. It invokes the JVM internally to start the JVM. Okay. Right, once JVM starts, what happens is again in the JVM we are having we'll call as JVM architecture. Okay, that is again a separate and big topic, but as of now just let's understand three main components of the JVM. Okay, there are many components like class loader. In the again class loader subsystem we are having linkage. Okay, then after like verify. Okay, then after propagate, like that. After that we are having memory allocations. We are having 5 types of memories like method area, PC register, the stack area, so on so on. Again, we are having executive engine, like that. Around 6 components will be there. But as of now, let's understand only three main components. One is class loader component. One is class loader component. Next one is memory allocator, runtime memory allocator. And next one is the executive engine. Executive engine. Okay. These are the components of JVM. So what happens? First, whatever the Java command I'm using, right? Whatever the command I'm using Java and this class name, some ABC class name, Java. If I execute the command Java ABC, then what happens? This JVM will get invoked automatically with the help of this application where we'll be setting the path. Okay, no worries. Without any IDE, I will create one Java file and I will execute these commands. Okay, well, let's see that. Then after this JVM will get invoked. Once JVM will get invoked, this dot class file is there, right? It will load with the help of this class loader. Okay, it will load this respective class. Okay, and it will verify. I said you right. Again in this we are having like a verify component, small component called verify component. This verify component, because of this only, it will be we are having a we'll get security to our code, whatever the code we are writing. Okay, and also it will check for some of the like requirements, like whether it is following the proper syntax or not. Okay, whether main method is available or not, everything, where whatever the code we are writing, it is according to standards or not, all this stuff. Okay, it will check. Or if it is not satisfying, then it will throw an error for us. Then it will throw an error for us. Okay, now if everything, this first check is passed, that means class loader verification is done, main method is observed, okay, identified. Then what it will do, it will ask to, okay, it in internally JVM will allocate some memory. JVM will allocate some memory which is used to store objects, or which is it is certain memory area. Okay, like we are having hard disk, right, to store the data, or some SSD. In the same way, internally, whenever you install the JVM, it will occupy some of the space of your SSD. Or like if it is in your separate hard disk, it will occupy some of the memory from that respective hard disk. Okay, so that respective memory will be allocated. Again, that memory will be split into 5 different parts. Okay, we are not bothered. As of now, not bothered, but in future, you need to learn that as well. Next, what happens? We will be having one executor engine. What is it? Is executor engine. This executor engine only will execute the complete Java programming. Means this executor, again, it internally it will be having one we'll call it as interpreter. What it is? Interpreter. Interpreter means it will go line by line. Whatever the dot class file it got generated, okay, that dot class file, it will go line after line. Okay, every line. After executing every line with the help of JIT compiler, just-in-time compilers, okay, it will run that respective code. So accordingly, we'll be getting the output for us, whatever the way we have executed. If you have executed some sysout statements, then it will print into the console, or it simply goes to the next line and it will execute all the lines. And after that, if everything goes good, the execution is completed, execution engine stops, and Java virtual machine will get stopped. Okay. Some high level view of like what is happening in the backend when we run our applications? Did you got some idea?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so now till now what we have done is simply we have installed this JDK, nothing much. Now what next we have to do? We need to understand, okay, like how to create this .java file. Then after .class file means we can generate with the Java C command. Okay, then after like we need to again execute the Java command, okay, to invoke the JVM, and let's see what's happening. Okay, clear everyone?
Yep.
So what is
Yeah.
JDK?
The development
So,
toolkit.
yep, what does it contains? Just you answer it. I will be installing here. I will be writing all the stuff. Parallelly, you can also answer it. Just revise the topics.
It
What do you
contains
understand by
JVM
the term JDK?
libraries and other development tools.
Okay. What is JVM then?
It's Java Virtual Machine.
What is the use of it?
Uh,
Yeah, helps you execute your Java files.
it contains a class loader, memory collector, and execution engine.
Right.
It's used to run the class file.
Correct. Tools like compiler, jar, documentation, documentation. Right. Then after JVM or else like JDK equal to JRE plus tools. Like I mentioned before things. Then after JRE equal to or JRE means Java runtime environment which provides support to run Java application and Java application. JR equal to JVM plus inbuilt libraries. Then after JVM, it is Java virtual machine, which is used to load the .class file and execute our application, execute our code. Yep. Right. So like as I said, till this first step, like installing the JDK, we have completed. Next, like let's try to do all these steps, and after that we can wind up. Okay.
Bharat, I have small question.
Yeah. If you
Yeah, if
want
we
to take the
when we
screenshot, you can take this. I'm just erasing
yeah
it.
when
Yeah.
we yeah when we're creating a package, so is it
Hmm.
part of JVM or will it become part of libraries?
No, it is not the part of a library or it's not part of the JVM. It is part of our application.
Okay,
Okay, that is complete application. While
okay,
discussing the program structure, I will tell that. Okay, good
okay.
question.
So we won't be changing this JVM and libraries,
No,
right?
we
Okay,
won't. We
okay.
won't.
Yeah,
Only, yeah,
yeah.
if required, the configuration can be changed. For example, sometimes what happens is we'll get out of memory errors. Okay, while
Yeah,
allocating the memory, if our laptop, for example, assume my laptop capacity is only 1 GB.
okay.
Worst case I'm telling, okay, and
Yeah,
out of that 1 GB, like the JVM will be taking some 10% or like some 0.5% will be there. The configuration will be there automatically. It will get takes that, okay, while downloading the JDK. So assume it
yeah.
took some 100 MB it took, but whatever the application I have developed, it is taking more than 100 MB while creating the objects or like while performing that application. Then at that times what happens, we'll get out of memory error issues. So what we can do is to avoid that out of memory error issues, like in this JDK folder, we will be having a config file. Okay, if you go back, we are having the bin folder, right? Again, we'll be having this config file. In this config file, like we can provide that memory, how much memory you want. I think there should be one 0x like that, 0x or there will be one certain thing will be there. Okay. Mm. Okay, as of now, let it be. But there is one interview question you can expect here. Like, for example, while executing your application, you got out of memory issues. What you will do? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So our answer should be like one thing. we should remove all the unwanted. Okay, like while writing the code itself, we need to maintain some coding standards. Okay, one of the coding standards that we need not to use unnecessary objects. We need not to use unnecessary objects, or we need to remove the reference. Yeah, we will be discussing it again. Still, if you doing after doing that also, if still we get the out of memory issue, then what we need to do is, like while configuring the in the configurations of JVM, we need to increase the memory size. We need to increase the memory size so we can avoid this out of memory error issue. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Again, while discussing the exception handling concept, I will cover once again that one. But as of now, just remember. So we have just installed the JDK, and once you install that, it should looks like this on your systems as well. Okay. And if you want to take a screenshot, please take it, because I am just removing these annotations. Shall I?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Clear out my topics. Right. So once you install your JDK in your machines, it should look like this. Okay. Bin config demo includes JAMP legal library. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So once you install, what you need to do is, first of all, we need to set the environment variables. Okay, how to set that environment variables? First of all, you need to copy this path, complete path, to the JDK folder, till bin folder. Okay, then after, what we need to do is, like, you need to go to command prompt. Sorry, it's not command prompt. Like, let's say, let's check whether the Java is installed or not. Means, like, what we need to do is, from this bin folder, okay, you can open the command prompt. After opening the command prompt, what you can do is, you can give for the command java-version. So what happens if you give this command? It is clearly telling we are having OpenJDK version of 21.0.5, and we are having the runtime environment which supports the 64-bit JVM. Okay, clear? So each and every time, for example, if you want to run your application, or if you want to compile your application, each and every time we need to go to this path. We need to go to this path. Else what we can do is, we can go to our system environment variables, or like normal environment variables for your account. Okay, you can search for this edit environment variables either for your account or your system. Anything is fine. Both are same. So what you can do is, you need to create a new variable. You need to create a new variable with the name Java_home. Java_home. Okay, then you need to paste that path only till that respective JDK file, not the bin folder. Okay, till this folder itself, Zulu 21 is there, right? Till that folder, and you need to remove the bin. Got it? Hello.
Yeah,
everyone.
got it.
Then after, click OK. Once you did that, again, what we need to do, you need to go to this path, and you need to click on edit. Once you click on this path and edit, what you can do is, you can click new, and again you can paste. Now what happened in this path, you need to keep till bin folder, Okay, two things you need to do. One is, you need to set the environment variable. I will tell why it should be kept, and also you need to keep this path. So directly, automatically, Java can pick, I mean, our machine can pick where Java is there, or whatever the tool you are using, like maybe IntelliJ or maybe Eclipse, it can pick from there for execution. Okay, these two steps you need to do. Once you do that, okay, I'm already having this 23 version. Let me delete that, and currently I'm using only this 21 version, like as discussed. Okay, now once you kept that path till bin folder, just click OK, and again, once again you click OK. So everything will be set. Now what you need to do, you need to open new command prompt. Once you open here, what you can do is, you can give a command where Java in my machine, where Java. So you need to get this path. Okay, clear everyone? Then next, after that, what you can do is, you can search for your version, Java-version. Now, previously, I given my path. If you observe these two things, I just opened the command prompt from D drive software Java JDK Zulu. Okay, then after bin, after that I given the command Java-version. But now here what I'm doing, directly given the command Java-version. Correct? In where see users, my username. Now also automatically it will pick the Java from the path which I have set. If you see, both are same. Okay, if you see, both are same. Okay. Then what we have done here is simply we have set one environment variable. So whenever we execute any Java commands directly, it will pick that from that respective path. Okay. And again, Bharat, what is the use of this Java underscore home means? Whenever like we run our application internally, JVM will use this environment variable. Okay, some coding will be there, right? Like a system.get property, Java underscore home. At that point of time, we need to provide that respective thing. Then only it can load the applications. That is the reason we need to provide that. But whatever the IDEs we are using, it may be Eclipse or it may be like IntelliJ. Sometimes we need to set that environment variable also. It supports. But earlier versions, we used to keep that. Okay. Does it clear everyone like why we need to set the environment variable as well as when we need to set the bin folder? Okay, if you are good till the here, what we can do is like let's execute a simple application, the very first program, and let's wind up. Okay, for today, I think it's a lot for you, right? In the very first day. Okay, for that, like let me open Eclipse because I want to create a .java extension. By any chance, can you create? How do you know how to create a file with our own extension? Because like when I try to create any application in my PC, it is giving me only few options like .txt and all files. I'm not getting the .java extension. Is my question clear for you?
Yeah, but
I
Could
want
you
to create
repeat that?
in
I
general. Okay,
didn't get
forget about
it.
the Java. In general, okay, are you aware about how to create files with our own extension like .mp3 or .java, .txt, .mp4, .jpg will be having right like that? Because when I try to create here directly, I'm getting only few options like txt file, this one, compressor zip, not much.
Hmm.
oh,
But I want
we-
.java extension.
You can just
yeah, you
create
do
a text
say.
file
We can
and
just
change it to
edit the
dot.
name, right? Can we just
Name is
edit?
okay, but extension should be .java extension. We can edit the file name, but this format will be same, right? Even though like I keep as .java last, it will consider as
Hmm.
the file name, but this type should be changed. Like we are getting JPG, okay,
Okay.
shortcut, TXT, right? XML document. Likewise, we need to get .java extension. I tried, but I'm not getting. If you knew that, just let me know so I can use from now onwards. But usually, what I do is like I will create one file from the Eclipse and I will just cut paste into whatever the directory I want.
Okay.
Just bear with me
Bharat,
for a couple of minutes.
small,
Yeah,
a quick question. So using any JDK would be fine, right?
yeah. Any
Doesn't make
JDK
any
is
difference.
fine. That's not an issue because all the JDKs will be the same. Internally, I said you the configuration, right? Maybe the memory allocation might be different or some configuration will be different, but responsibility wise, all are same.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
No. Or else like anyhow we're discussing in the how to get project, right? Let's not do now. In the existing only I will take one thing. Showing System Explorer.
Bharat, what is the benefit of using like the Eclipse and IntelliJ IDE? Like usually I've seen like for all major development for applications, people use VS Code, right? Like do they offer
See,
like some special benefits
like
for Java related applications or like I'm just
so
curious.
basically all are like tools only. Okay, like you can use VS Code for Java development also you can use VS Code. The advantage of VS Code is you can install the plugins directly. Okay, like a Docker
Right.
plugin or like for example, if you run the front end application, say for every change you need to rerun your application, right? All this stuff can be automatically done with the help of the VS Code because it is having that support. Okay. If you come for the Eclipse or like if you go for the IntelliJ, like they are specially mainly focuses, of course, like there are supports other programming languages also, but they support for Java projects, like some plugins, build path. Okay, all this stuff is there. And Eclipse is having a good marketplace, like where we can install the Spring related plugins, all those things. That's it. Nothing much.
Okay.
Okay, if you are habituated with VS Code, it's completely fine. You can go with that, not an issue. But only thing is simultaneously means parallelly we cannot execute if you get any issues. That is the only thing I feel to suggest, and I suggest you to go use this one, IntelliJ. Sorry, Eclipse.
Okay.
Huh. So like let's go to this G drive and let's go to our content master. My works, online content. Yeah, I just created few of them, but let me remove them for our understanding. Yeah, let me paste here. It's not pasting. Yeah, it got pasted. So let me edit this first. Okay, open with editing notepad. Let me change I don't want to use all this stuff as of now. Simply, I will keep as some first program, first program. Then after, like simply I will write one sysort statement, normal sysort statement. System dot out dot println. Okay, like I welcome to I I. Then after sparks of 0. I think it's your dinner time, right? Hi, right. Exclamation. Welcome to Java tutorials. Java tutorials. And after, according to syntax, we need to give semicolon. Else. Right, welcome to Java tutorials. Like first statement, it should execute when if ops.length RGS length run 0, then execute this. Else go for the second step. Else. Yeah. Syntax wise, public class first program correct, public static void correct. No, 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 no. Everything is correct, it seems. Right. Let me remove this package because we'll get the compilation error. Then after, let me save as first program. Oh, cha. Or else what I can do, yes, let it be saved. Then after, like, let me rename it here.
I think you can actually save as .java. You can directly type
No, I'm
it.
getting only .txt and all files format. Let me rename this.
Yeah, we could do all files and then just put .java. I don't know if it works.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I was
I
that
tried
way we
that way,
can do.
but it's not working. Like, let me try. Okay, later. So now, if you see, I just created one first program. Okay, just a small application. Okay, in every application, main method is important. That is the entry point, and JVM identifies this for main method. If it is not there, then we'll get the exception like no method, main method found like that. So here, what I'm doing is I'm just printing. Okay, like sysout hi arguments of 0. I will tell what are these arguments. Then after, welcome to Java tutorials. If no arguments are passed, then directly I'm printing welcome to Java tutorials. Okay. Now, according to our discussion, like what I said, we will be having one .java file, right? We'll be having one .java file. Yeah. We'll be having one .java file, and our .java file is what? Our .java file is first program.java file. Okay, it is first program.java, and where it is there? It is there in this respective path. It is available in this C drive, sorry, G drive, my works, okay, online content. Then after, like, in that first program dot Java. Okay, clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
In my local machine. Okay, then next what we need to do is, first of all, we need to, as like JVM, if we want to execute any application, like it cannot execute the .java files, but what JVM will ask, it will ask for the .class file. It will ask for the .class file. So what we need to do, first of all, we need to compile the code. From where we can compile the code, as I said, when we install JDK, along with the runtime environment, it provides some tools, right? Yes or no? JRE plus tools. In these tools, one of the tool is compiler tool. One of the tool is compiler tool. So what we'll be using? We'll be using JavaC command. Okay, I mean, this application is there, right? JavaC application, where it is. If you remember earlier, there is one software in softwares, Java. Ours is JDK 21. You can see one JavaC application. Where is it? Yeah, can you see this JavaC application?
Yes.
So now we will be using this JavaC tool. Okay, usually like in JDK, it is a reference to tool. Using this tool, JavaC tool, we will be generating the .class file. Then how to generate that? We can use command line argument to provide a command. Okay, like we need to give one command called, like, let me go back to our file location. I missed it, online content. Yeah, first program. So I will be opening CMD from here. Okay. Once you open CMD, then what you need to do is you need to use a command called JavaC. Means I'm telling, okay, if you directly give JavaC means it doesn't means like it will take JavaC. Internally, I given one command, right? I set the path. If you remember environment variable, like D drive, softwares, then after Java in that Zulu JDK 21 version. Inside that bin is there. In that JavaC is there, right? So from there it will pick the JavaC. Okay. Uh, Am I making it complex, or like is it understandable to everyone?
No, it's okay. It's understood.
Yep. Now, once the format is JavaC, then after we need to give the that respective first program dot Java. Okay. Hey, compiler. Hey, compiler. Okay. Just compile. Okay. In this current location in G drive my works online content. Okay. There is one file with name first program dot Java. Please compile it. Please compile it. That is what. That is I'm asking to compiler. Okay, by using this command. Now if I click enter, file not found, first program. Okay. Oh, what we got? We got an exception. Error. What is it? File not found, first PRGRAM, because my file name is program PROGRAM. It is typo issue, but fortunately, like we got that to check this as well. One scenario. So like I just given the program now, corrected it. Now if you see, like I just executed JavaC first program, nothing is happened here. But if you observe, a .class file got generated. Can you see that in the same location?
Yeah.
So if you want to execute, I mean, if you want to store in separate location, then you can give that respective path also, like Java C. Okay, path, some certain in D drive or like some G drive, wherever it is, you can, if you execute this first program.java, then in that respective location, it will get created. So now this dot class got generated according to our like JDK flow. What we said, first of all, clear all drawings. So now a .java file. This is our .java file. .java file with the help of JavaC tool. Okay, compiler tool we converted into the okay .class file, and this .class file will be used to execute the application. Will be execute the application. To execute the application, what we will be using? I said you right. We'll be using the Java. Another application is there in same JDK. If you see that, yeah. Can you see this Java application? This is the application which is used to invoke the JVM. Okay, and to do that, what we can do, we can use a command Java, and we need to give the class. What is the class we are having? in G Drive online content first program, we are having first program. Enter. Now what we got? We got as hi, welcome to Java tutorials. Ignore for the typo issues, but we got the output, right? Now what happened here means internally when I used this command, okay, Java command, okay, internally in this bin folder, I am having this Java. I'm having this Java application. This application is got invoked. This application got invoked, and in this application, when this application got invoked, internally it starts the JVM. What it does, it starts JVM. That is Java virtual machine. Like we'll start right our normal Windows applications. Like if it is shut down, then we'll click on power button. It will get on right internally. It is switching. It is turning on this JVM. Once JVM is turned on, then what happens is according to JVM architecture. Like I just show you some high level architecture, right? In this, we will be having a first one, a class loader is there. A class loader is there. This class loader, what it does, it will load this .class file in the G drive. Earlier first program .class is generated, right, with the help of JavaC command. That .class file will be get loaded. Okay, once it get loaded, it will verify, okay, everything is there appropriately, like a proper main method is there or not. Okay, then after like proper syntax is there or not, everything it will cross check. Once it is done, this step is done, it will allocate the memory. Well, sorry, my bad. Whenever like a JVM starts, automatically like a memory will also get allocated. Okay, and if any objects is created in that respective like objects will be allocated in this memory area. And once it is done, it will invoke the execute engine. What it does, it will invoke the execute engine. Okay, and in this execute engine, we will be having an interpreter. We'll be having one interpreter. This interpreter is used to go line after line, line after line. So in our demonstration, for example, let's go back to our application for a while and let's show you what happened. So now this dot class, assume this is the dot class, and dot class file will be not in the format of normal English. It will be converted into computer understanding language, that is binary language, zeros and ones. Okay, so if you open these dot class later, you can see only zeros and ones, 1001, 1000, like that, so on, so on, so on. No, so once it is loaded, okay, with the help of class loader, it will cross check all the syntax is correct or not. Like class should be there, then after like this open forward slash, close forward slash, semicolon. Okay, if you are using some string should be closer. It will cross check all the syntax. Yes, syntax, right? It is passed, and it will check whether any memory is allocated or not. Okay, and once memory allocation is also done, it will invoke the execution engine, and execution engine will execute line after line. What is our first line? In execution engine, first it will pick the main method. First, what it will do? It will pick the main method. Okay, it will find where main method is there in that respective dot class file, and it will invoke the main method. Now here we are having the main method, and always remember we should have the same syntax, public static void main. Why means in this executive engine, they have configured in a such a way that in this dot class file, means from wherever we are invoking our application, in that respective dot class file, there is a main method with this syntax. Okay, public static void, consider that method as the main method, and you need to invoke that. Okay, that is internal configuration. Likewise, automatically a memory configuration is done, right, for JVM. In the same way, to invoke the main method, a configuration is done. So it will invoke the main method automatically, and it is the entry point. Once it calls the main method, it will go line after line. What is our first line? We are just checking if arguments dot length. Okay, let me remove this. Do I have eraser here? Yeah, right. So after coming here, after coming to the main method, in the very first line, this is our first line, line 1, this is line 2, this is line 3, and line 4. I written 4 lines of code. In the first line, what I'm doing, arguments dot length. While running our application, did the developer pass any arguments or not? Here, if you see, I haven't passed any arguments. I just executed the command Java. Okay, Java and that respective class name, dot class name. So I'm not passing any arguments. I will show you like while passing the arguments also, one more case. So what happens here, this condition is false. This is the control statements, if else statements. Okay, while moving ahead, like we will come to know about this. Then after I'm just printing, if any arguments are passed, then take the first argument and print hi, that argument value, and welcome to Java tutorials. If no arguments are passed, directly print hi, welcome to Java tutorials. As we are not passing any arguments here, we got hi, welcome to Java tutorials. Now what I will do, I will just change the command. Java first program, I will pass as Bharat. Now if you see what happened, hi Bharat, welcome to Java tutorials. We got different output, right? Previously, we got only, hi, welcome to Java tutorials. But this time now, along with this Java first program, I passed one argument. That argument is Bharat. Yes, of course, like we can pass many arguments because this is an array. Okay, usually like these arguments is passed to send the like username, password, okay, like that. But in later versions, okay, in the latest versions, like we'll be using some separate design pattern. But arguments means at the runtime, whatever the values you want to pass, that values you can pass here. Okay.
Bharat,
Hello.
what if we do not give that?
No, nothing. Like it won't have like it's not mandatory, right? That's what I'm telling. If you don't pass anything, like then it will consider arguments as zero. So it if you are dealing something with that, for example, like if I don't check this condition, then what happened? I will get one runtime exception like array index out of bounds exception. To avoid that, I just printed. I have used arguments of zero. Like if you are familiar with arrays concept in any of the previous programming languages, then I'm taking in array, get the first argument. That is what I'm telling. So likewise, we can pass any number of arguments and
Can we
it's not
provide
mandatory.
some default values?
Means
Values inside string array. I mean that string bracket in inside bracket. If we can provide zero or name of someone.
yeah, that is what I did, right? I just passed Bharat here. Like instead of Bharat, like what I can do now, I will pass Manish.
No, inside program.
I didn't got your point, Manish.
So inside program after public static void main in
Mm-hmm.
the bracket, can
Mm-hmm.
we give like string of uh, uh, Manish or something?
Okay, instead of ARGS, you want to take something different. Is that you're telling?
Not args inside the brackets of
No, no,
after
no.
string.
No, that is a syntax. We cannot. Let me confirm your question first. So instead of the string argument, you want to directly pass Manish, right? Like this. Is it?
I don't know whether it's like that or
No, no, no. I just want to understand your question first.
uh, just wait, I'm typing it.
Okay, sure.
Is it like for functions when we can pass default arguments? I think that's what Manish was saying. Like
Uh,
we can have
Yeah,
variables that are already pre-assigned to certain values.
yeah, exactly.
no. Okay. Because like this is the syntax. Okay, as per my knowledge, I feel it's not possible because if you do like that, then what happens is like JVM will cannot identify. Okay, like it considers as a overloading method. Like when we discuss the oops concept, we'll come across again about this. In that case, it will consider as the overloading concept. Okay, and it won't invoke the main method and will get no method found error. Okay, we are not into that depth now. As of now, just remember these arguments means at the runtime, if you want to pass any variable values, that variables can be passed. So automatically it will assign to the string array. So here what I'm doing, I'm just passing one argument that is Manish argument, or in this case, Bharat argument. Like this, you can pass any argument. And it's not mandatory as well. Like if you don't pass, what happens? Like I shown you previously, now, in this case, what I'm doing, I'm not passing any argument. That means this string args is empty. So what it does, the length is greater than zero. It is false. It is executing the line number 4. With this demo, I just want to demonstrate what is an interpreter means. Okay, and what are the arguments means. That's it. That is the reason I took this. Else, like usually, like sysort will be taking only hello world. Okay, no worries. If you understood, that is fine. If you don't understood also, nothing much. Once we cover the control statements as well as the arrays concept, at that point of time, you will be understanding it. Okay, and to your question, Manish, you will get answer while discussing the main method overloading. Okay, in the polymorphism concept, like we'll discuss the overloading. At that point of time, we'll discuss the main method overloading. At that point
Yeah.
of time, you'll get understand it. Okay.
Okay.
Right, cool. Now with this, like we are done for today's session. Okay. So in this case, like I didn't pass any arguments. So we got the hello, welcome to Java tutorials. It went to the 4th line. So how come it goes? Interpreter will check line after line. Here we are having interpreter, right? It will go line after line. First, it will check the first line. It will check whether it's correct or not. It is false, so it will go to the next line. Usually it is go line after line. As we are using control statements, or like we'll call them as conditional statements, directly it will go to the else statement and it will work here. And internally, if I use some other lines, some more lines like sys out, okay, Bharat, sys out Dara, sys out Manish, okay, like that, or sys out Raghu, then that respective whatever the sys out statements we are giving, or whatever the statements you are giving, all the statements will be get executed for sure. Every line of code which you write in main method, it will be get invoked with the help of this interpreter. Okay. And without a main method, you cannot run Java applications. Remember this also. If you want to run any Java application, main method is mandatory. I hope it's clear for everyone.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
yes, it's clear.
Okay. So like let's go to our like today's class notes, and we have added here first program. Let's copy that one and let me paste it.
Bharat, just a small question. So,
Yep.
in that main method, that string is just for declaring the data type, right?
Yeah, string is a data type, and that square brace and open brace is there, close brace is there, right? It means it is an array.
Okay,
Okay, one of the data type.
okay.
Okay, tools, it may be a compiler like Java C, which we have used. Okay, then after like to execute, after installation, set environment variables Java underscore home, and this name should be same. Okay, remember, like you should not give small casing like that, because some configurations definitely they will be using this one. Definitely you need to use. You need to give your JDK path. Give your JDK path. Then after in paths set new path till bin. So automatically it the Java commands, Java tools. Example, Java version, just to check whether it's installed or not. Then after executing, create dot Java file and add a lines. Once you are done that, after that, open CMD from the file location, proceed TA location, CMD from the file location, and execute Java C file dot Java command to generate the dot class file use Java dot class file name. You should see output in command. See. Yeah. This is your output. Okay. So like with this, I am done from my side for the day. If you have any questions, like let me know.
No, Bharat. Thank you so much for the session today.
Yeah. So let's summarize what we discussed. So we just started with what is a web application, and then after we discussed what is a front end, what is the back end, what are the technologies used for the front end, what are the technologies used for the back end. Then after what is a three-tier architecture? Okay, we have discussed it, a persistence layer. Then after service layer, repository layer, persistence layer is the entry point for the application. Then after persistence layer, we'll invoke the actual business logic that is available in the service layer. And if required, we will be using the repository layer, which is getting invoked in the service layer, right? And after that, as we are to develop the backend applications, we'll be using the Java. So we have installed the Java, and here we have seen some of the features of Java and from where Java has been took and what are the features of Java. Okay, so to do task for you is just go through all the features and make a notes of all the features of all versions. Okay, ignore the Java one because that is the basic anyhow. And in Java 2 collection framework has been introduced. Okay, like that, what are the features of Java 5? What are the features of Java 7, Java 8, 11, 21? Okay, like that, note all the Java features. Okay, that is your to-do task. And next one is we have discussed all the features. Okay, high level. Then after we took the installation for installing, you can use this link which I shared with you, or if you're already having, that is fine. Once it is done, we just understood what is mean by JDK. Okay, what is mean by JRE. Okay, what is mean by JVM. Okay, and how does it works internally. Right, then after once installation is done, we just done the configuration to our machines by setting the Java home and setting the path, right? Then after everything is done, we have just checked whether the Java is installed properly or not by opening a new command prompt and executing the Java -1 version. So it should show a new, whatever the version you have been installed, either 23, 21, 17, 11, 8, whatever it is, whatever the JDK you installed, that version it should display along with the JDK information, Java information, and JRE information. Okay. Once it is done, what you need to do is to check how the flow of application, you need to create one .java file first. Okay, and inside that .java file, you need to paste these lines of code. Just paste as it is. Okay. Then after open the command prompt and use the Java tool, Java C tool. One of the two in JDK, we are having one of the tool called Java C, and using that Java C command, we'll be giving the file name. For example, if you give Dara, okay, .java, okay, then you need to give Dara.java. Or if you give Manish.java, Manish.java, like that, so on, so on, with respect to your names. And always remember, if you are using public here, then if it is public, then file name is also same. I will tell later why, but as of now, just remember that. Or else remove this public, just directly give class and you can give that file name. What are the file name? Now you can give Dara, Manish, okay, or Raghu, whatever it is, file name, or tester1, demo1, so on, so on, so on. It's a completely your wish. Now, once it is done, what you need to do, if you execute this Java C command, nothing will happen in the command prompt, but in the same location, a dot class file will get generated for us. Okay. Once dot class file got generated, then what you need to do is you need to execute a command Java. Yeah, Java and the dot class file name, that respective dot class file name. So automatically you should get one output. And if you pass the arguments, then you should get the first output. Yeah, that's it. And we have discussed JVM components like class loader, then after memory allocation area, and then after executor engine. Executor engine contains the interpreter, and in the interpreter, we will be it will identify the main method, and from main method it will execute every line of code. Okay, that is how the application works, right? So with this, I am done. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll discuss that. Else, you can leave for the day. Okay, I think it's almost 9:30 for you, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So let me confirm few things before winding up. Is this fine, the pace we are going, or shall I go speed up myself?
I think this is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you
Look,
go this way, then it will take that time as I given the schedule, right? It will
So we
take the
are going to
same
have,
time.
so are we going to have 2 hours every day?
Definitely I need to take that because you are having time constraint, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, we are okay with that.
Okay. And just take the to-do task. One is you need to get all the features of Java for all the versions, means stable versions. Take from the 21 is stable, then after 17, 11, 8, 5. Okay, from 5 to 21, you need to get all the features. What are the new features they have been added? And you should have a handy. Okay, forget about the syntax, okay, use cases and all that, but you should have theoretical. Okay, for sure. Next one is install JDK and install, either if you want to install Eclipse, you want, or let it be, but install it because anyhow from tomorrow you will be using the same. So install it. Okay. Then after what we discussed today, we have created our own first project, right? Just create that first project and check whether it's working or not in your local machines. And also once again go through the complete recording. If you feel any points are important, just make have the notes. Like because like once you listen, you feel like everything is good, understandable. But after next working day, you'll forget 80% of the content. You'll feel like something is only important points. And after a week, not everything will be gone. You will remember only, okay, on the very first day, Bharat said something that was interesting, like that. Okay, it is not I am telling, it's a psychology.
Yep, got it.
So once again, go through the recording and whatever you feel, okay, this point is important. Some triggering, it will trigger your brain, right? Just note them. So with the triggering point, you will remember complete concept later if you go through that, whatever the notes you are carrying. Okay, so it will be helpful for you. Yep. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great evening or good night, whatever it is. Okay, have your food. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bye.
thanks.
Mm.
See.